Ó, vamos ver o que a gente consegue aprender sobre monômeros e polímeros.
Hey there, I'm Josh, and welcome back to the Chem 101 series. This is part 2, where we'll be talking about monomers and polymers.
Tá, então aqui ele se apresenta.
Now, you might remember in the last part of the series, we talked about proteins and DNA. But this time, we're going to be breaking them down into their subunits, their monomers,
DNA,
specifically
dividir,
called nucleotides and amino
nucleotídeos
acids.
e aminoácidos, que ele está mostrando ali.
But first, I want to talk about proteins and their subunits amino acids. These amino acids vary greatly depending on their R group. And I'll show you that right here.
Tá, eles variam muito dependendo
While
do
their
grupo
R groups can vary greatly, their amino acid group and their carboxylic acid group pretty much stays the same. It's their R groups that are the most important because they can lead to having differences in polarity, hydrophobic, and hydrophilic features. And these features may lead them to having radically different functions.
Eles têm grupos que podem variar muito e esses tem alguns grupos que permanecem os mesmos. E aí tem os grupos que levam a diferenças importantes de polaridades e características hidrofóbicas e hidrofílicas, então que repelem a água ou que absorvem a água, e isso torna eles muito diferentes, né?
Something that we may not see with nucleotides, for example, as they don't have R groups that vary greatly. In fact, there's only a few nucleotides that actually come into the conversation. Transitioning over to nucleotides, what we can see here is that they have a phosphate group, a sugar, and a ribose.
Ribose, fosfato
now,
e açúcar.
These can form something similar to a backbone that we see in the amino acid, and this backbone can connect nucleotides to really form a chain. With this, it's sort of analogous to the R group of the amino acid. The nitrogen base gives identity to each nucleotide. Now, if I bring up a dimer, we can see how these are linked together through their phosphates and sugar, forming a phosphodiester bond. This kind of...
Aqui ele está dizendo que tem dímero e como eles são ligados por meio de seus fosfatos e açúcares. Eu, particularmente, não consigo identificar exatamente onde tem um fosfato e onde tem um açúcar. Eu imagino que os fosfatos sejam essas coisas laranjas e que os açúcares sejam coisas azul. Não sei. Realmente não essa parte aqui me perdi um pouco.
Enables the sort of geometry that we can see in this strand as they stack. But as we've mentioned in the last tutorial, RNA can take on many different shapes and roles within the cell. Still, the helical shape it's able to take on is very impressive and a big part of how this backbone fits together. I'm going to go ahead and hide this dimer now and show you a larger strand. You can see as we go down the backbone, a very regular angle that allows for a stable helix. More importantly, these nitrogen bases are able to stack capably. In a DNA double helix, this can provide structural integrity and make it a very stable molecule, which, again, as you remember from 101.1, we desperately need in DNA. And as you can remember from last tutorial, in the central dogma, any changes to the DNA have typically catastrophic outcomes. So it's really interesting to see the differences and structural sort of capabilities and functions between amino acids and nucleotides. From here, we'll explain more the differences between amino acids at the atomic level and how the trends in polarity and electronegativity can affect their properties. Can't wait to see you in the next one.
Tá. Então ele fala que pequenas alterações aqui podem ter resultados catastróficos. E tipo, é interessante ver as diferenças e estruturas e funções que que os aminoácidos e nucleotídeos formam e as funções que eles têm. E na próxima aula ele vai explicar mais diferenças entre os aminoácidos no nível atômico, as tendências de polaridade e eletronegatividade, e como isso afeta as propriedades que vão vir daí. Muito interessante.